to visit whatever. To inspect all of the projects that I am doing under the senator's office, and to also inspect all of the projects that county administration with the superintendent. That one, will be facilitated by them. We can know exactly projects they are doing, whether they got value for money, so that we can be able to know exactly what all is taking place. And that is on our oversight. That's what we should be doing. So in late November, December, I will be doing that tour. That will be a company, everything. I will take the media along so we can know exactly what is obtaining under the legislative project and under the county project. That's great.
Thank you, Ray, and it's good to have the senator here this morning because Senator, thank you for being our work this morning. It's great having you.
Thank you, Emmanuel Bay. I still got my by now. Yes. So we have about 4 or 5.
Even sometime since you went out about your book. So I'm aware of the quote in my book for you.
Thank you. I think there's a good. The caucus and is its fiduciary responsibility to the people. Speaking to here. Senator. Have to mix it up. Mix it up, bro. They a couple of meetings. We've been taking some decisions. We've been mediating and doing a lot of engagement administratively with the county and
I think he's speaking that way because there have been programs in the county. For example, the program I was saying around the Tokade, the concentrator, the dedication of that, and there was a program in Senecole, the dedication of the refurbished EFL barracks, and no member of the caucus was there.
And the dedication of the model school here.
The Francis Yamawe Model School. So if the leadership of the caucus is active, why is it that members of the caucus are always left out by the executive?
But that is not on the caucus, that is on the executive. And that is the reason why in our last meeting we're going to give a presidential advisory note to the president and to inform him that about just what you need. It has come to our attention that there are national programs concerning NIMBA in this country that we have not been invited to. And even the ones that we have been informally invited to, our caucus members who have attended those programs have not been given the platform to even speak. In Tokadi, in Sanikweli, we have 1 or 2 caucus members there who were not recognized to speak. And other lawmakers from other counties who were spearheading committees responsible. I personally, took issue with the Minister of Education verbally at the commissioning ceremony of Chief Justice Baisi, and I told her exactly how I felt, and it should not be repeated in the future. And I think by now the Secretary of the Caucus, Honorable Flomo, should have. I think he's done now with it. It's level of individual input so that we can send that note to the presidency and the executive and inform them that moving forward, the caucus will not tolerate, such, I don't know what comes over them, whether it's the protocol, whether it's the line ministry, but will not be tolerating such ovation from programs here anymore. And we will be very, forcibly, coming forward with that, and we don't want it to look like the NIMA legislative caucus and local here with the executive, but our respect will be demanded. Okay. And it will be followed through.
What is the relationship between the caucus and the county administration?
It's a good one. The relationship between us and the office of the superintendent, the county council. As a matter of fact, we called to Monrovia all of the Senate called all the county council and the superintendents to based on the request of some of our colleagues from other counties. And then we have some meetings with them. And in that meeting, I think our county council chair was here. Our superintendent was not in town. But fortunately with the caucus, I don't see a problem for now with the county administration. What I usually tell many of my colleagues who sometimes raise some issues is that you have to have a benchmark for people to not live by, then you have a problem with them. And so we need to increase our oversight of the county. We need to increase our oversight over the office of the superintendent and the county council. When we increase and set benchmark about how to operate and they know the perimeters of our oversight, and if they go against those things, then now we can start to raise issues. But as it stands, we got briefing from the superintendent. We will have to have additional briefing from the superintendent. The last briefing we had from her was, I think when we were preparing the budget, it was just a briefing about what we have reached on the budget. And let me say this moving forward. Every one of us learning how to implement this local government act. We should not pretend. This is the first of its kind for 1.5 years now to be implemented. The superintendent is learning. The county council is learning. The NIMA Legislative Caucus is learning. Even the national legislature is learning. The executive branch is learning how to implement this new law. It is very, it's a law that has all kinds of different things in it. We are partially implementing this law just, in bits and pieces. We need to implement this on a holistic basis. That is the reasons why those who developed this, drafted this act for the national legislature, because it was a concerted effort between NGOs, the national legislature, and the executive to take control of the management of the funding to
area where we arrested two notorious criminals. One, Austin Maxwell, age 40, and Amma Mator Ure. And Amma Mator Ure is one of the notorious criminals who usually harbor another criminal from Montserrat, the other area, whenever they come here to commit armed robbery and other crime within the community. So another one who is alive, who is on the run now, Fakai. He's a Sierra Leonean. He's a Sierra Leonean who usually come in Bon County and liaise with these guys that we just named to terrorize our community. So those two guys are presently under the custody of the Liberia National Police that underwent through the investigation of the crimes that are ready to send to the court on the charge of robbery, criminal conspiracy, theft of property, and simple assault. So those charges will be leveled against those two guys, and the other guy who is on the run will be charged in extensions to just to have the public informed and also to assure them that the Liberia National Police, under the leadership of the Inspector General of Police, we are doing everything possible so that our community can be safe and protected by our team. This is for the information that we have for our people. Thank you.
Okay, so I was looking at, is it like your normal patrol, they were arrested, or you get a tip off, or how was it?
It was a tip that we got initially. We did not materialize initially, and later on, a formal complaint was brought, against the same group of people. And predicated upon that, we set our intelligence all over to see how we could get in our web. And luckily, on Friday afternoon, we moved in, and two of those guys were arrested. That is, Maxwell and Amma were arrested, and the other guy absconded. So it was more likely based on information, okay, that we move, and we appreciate those information that usually come to us, because the police are not all over. Okay, it is based on the information, genuine information, that we move on to ensure that those guys believed to be criminals are arrested.
What are pieces of evidence that were gathered by the Liberia National Police during the operation?
So the admittance is one of the most important thing evidence. Once the crime is committed and the perpetrator admit to the fact that yes indeed they committed, is one of the big major evidence. Okay, and another one is that the complainant, the victim, who comes in to elaborate on what was done to them. Okay, those are some of the evidence because he or she have to go on open court to testify, to stand as a witness in an open court to explain what happened to him or her.
Who is the victim? And what did the victim say?
The victim is because of security reason right now. Okay, the victim alleged what prompted her to move after that he was coerced from his business area, alleging that they have some machine to be bought from them, and through that, when the victim went, they asked the victim for $10,000 first, and which he gave, and then secondly,
10,000 what?
$10,000.
Okay.
And secondly, he gave 5,000 until the accumulator of getting from him $20,000. And then apart from that, they also went to another area where they act crazy and also help of other criminals, the Boko Haram and other present area, and they took away some materials and some cash from them. As you may know, you are the full estate. Most of the things have been occurring in our city, Bon County specifically. We have a lot of victims, and they are all coming on board, and we're going to ensure that the law takes echoes.
So in recent times, there have been, increasing numbers of armed robbery incidents in Bon County. Have you also apprehended any other person in connection with the three major ones we have seen?
Not yet, but the Crime Services Division Department, along with other, investigative team, are working on it. And very soon we'll be coming back to our people to get them informed about what we have gathered.
What do you want to tell the public, like in terms of assurance? Because I think for the past 4 or 5 months, there should be a major arrest. It's very low on the increase in the county for the police to say yes, the police have arrested alleged criminals is on very low on the average in the county. So what do you want to tell the public? At least, in arresting some of these guys who are giving a tough time to communities.
So we just need cooperation and collaboration. Because as you may know, the police are not present all over in the community. And those people are living with the community. They're living with the people. The people know them. You won't imagine those guys we arrested. When we arrested them, you could see a lot of citizens jubilating. Apparently, they might be in fear to have the security informed. But we want to assure them to have the courage to always inform the security. We are there to protect them, to give them the safe hope that they need. They shouldn't be afraid to give us information, concrete information. It's with the information we work with to ensure that we get those criminals.
So just to divert a little bit, recent times you impose, a nighttime curfew on the movement of motorcyclists in the city, and like you said, it was due to the increase in criminal activities, especially armed robberies within the county. How is the operation?
Let me clarify this, what you just said, that curfew, it is not curfew.
Okay.
The Liberia National Police or the state security does not have that authority to impose curfew on citizens.
By restriction.
But it is clearly stated that we said that it was a form of restriction placed on a specific group and items.
Okay.
That is motorcycles and motorcyclists at a specific time, 11:30 to 5 a.m. In between there, we don't want to see any motorcycle or cyclist traveling around in the community. The restriction is not only in Bon County, even in Mosurada. There's cycling restriction there. And the hour in Mosurada, I understood, as tend to be corrected, is 9:00 p.m. And we said we are in a rural area. Bon County is not an exception to that. Banga is not an exception to that. To give a little chance to our people to entertain themselves, and then after that get home, we say 11:30. And we are not disturbing anybody. We're not stopping anybody from going one place to another by walking or in your car or even going to entertainment area to put rush on people to leave. No. You go to the entertainment area, and the night or the restriction hour grab you, two things. You walk, you get a car to go home. If there's no way for those two things for you to do it, you sleep there. Because
or if you have a private bag, you identify yourself.
If you have a private bag and you are a reputable person in the society, in the community, and you are identified, you can be allowed to go. And if possible, the police will escort you to your home to know where you live for you to reach home safely. In addition to that, we have NGOs or social workers, like hospitals. If they are caught in the way,
give it to the locals, to give it to the office of the superintendent and the county council, and in that light, the administrative. I don't really know on God this time around. Flomo on a Reneke Gay, and then Massier, the rest of the guys, the issue scaring, releases and condemn the actions of lawmakers who trespassed yesterday to give a PR boost to Asolomita.
Thank you, Senator.
So we do have the back.
Natl took us letter, read this letter, and then from there, Makula.
Honorable Senator, let me say good morning again. Been a while.
Yeah.
On yesterday, we spoke with Senator Sir Joseph, and he made us to understand that their visit to Nimba was based on complaint that we filed into the Senate. And so, based on that, they have come to Nimba to do some observations. Like he talked about the housing unit, a few other places in Yekepa, it did not satisfy him.
I've not received any offer from Asolomita. I don't want any offer from Asolomita. Asolomita got nothing to offer me besides implementing the mineral development agreement to the latter for the benefit of the people of Nimba and Liberia. And let me state for a fact, the CEO, in a spirit of wanting to move forward and make some progress, have multiple times texted me for a one-on-one meeting. And I have told him repeatedly, yeah, you will never see me one-on-one. Let's leave that. I told the CEO that you and I will never sit in a room one-on-one. There are two places to meet me, Mr. CEO. One, with the Nimba Legislative Caucus. Two, at the Liberian Senate, before coming. You will never have a one-on-one meeting with me, Antoine.
Okay, Senator.
I'm clear on that.
Vita Cooper, Spoon Team.
Thank you. Senator, good morning.
Good morning.
So I have two questions right here. One have to do with Nimba County.
And the GSC has a schedule. And I just wanted to know also that, we told you these are some of the things that we think, will impact the lives of the people. Why did you use all the money on S, Y, and Z? Then now we can have a bone to pick. Until we do that, there's no bone to pick here because this budget was approved by the county council that is a representative of the people. But Senator Koga's point is very genuine as well. It's genuine. It's not misplaced. But my point here is I would join that particular fight when we make proposals and recommendations to the superintendent and she ignore them completely and use the money the way, in which they are carrying our infrastructure project, which are also not, bad for our visibility as well in the country.
Okay, so
we believe in strong administrative procedure. I was not alone. This party has a spare its chairman before he has a spare its standard bearer before. So suspending me for 1 month, I think I'm at the lower echelon. So you can know that. Yeah. We are a strong party who, want to be very firm on our members. And so I take that in good faith and I will pay the fine and then I will attend regular meetings and then the financial office will be updated.
So you have finally agreed that you are also firm for due.
That is news to me. There is nothing at the national legislature that resembles that. The day it comes, we always scrutinize it right before you hear. What is surprising to people is that to see a lawmaker that's standing up to a big company. People always think that they can buy everybody. Hey man, as my junior brother, I tell you this. Sometimes I said it before during the run of the election, when people were throwing money all around here for all the support, certain people. I told them, I said, you see, money good, but sometimes good name is better than money. Because good name will always attract maybe additional good things to you. People can't believe that we can stand up to a multinational corporation. Somehow we can be bought. We were born and raised in advocacy, and God has blessed some of us who reached this far. What more do you really want than to seek the interest of the people? If I wanted money, I can tell people, I was working at a very renowned corporation. If I was not senator, I was definitely going to be appointed by President Baka as head of one of these ministry or agencies. I would be lying in one of the lucrative SOEs with a good salary. No, I'm not building town hall, I'm not building Palawa hall, I'm not building road, I'm carrying medicine to clean it, I'm doing nothing with my money, just me and my family. And then I enjoy it. If I wanted money, that's what I'm going to do. But you know what? I love this job because I enjoy doing it. When I stand for my people and I talk for my people, it brings me back to my student advocacy days, to those days that we were standing up to tyranny and injustice in this country. I love doing it. So, I am doing exactly what I want to do, and I love doing it. So people don't expect that, this guy, you think he's doing anything free. Yes, we're doing it free for our people because the mandate was given to us to do so.
Thank you. Finally, yes, now you want to...
The students will wait, and we'll do all necessary things that need to be done. See how bad you guys can open in February.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Trust me, we'll do all we can. What's your friend? Well, I heard on the news the students were on strike, and I told the wives to come and understand what the issues are. Now I've asked questions, and I'll be meeting others so we can get involved. These are students that have been here for some time. They want to graduate. I think we need to do all we can to renew our commitment that this institution should be open in February. I voted when this document went on the floor at the Senate. When it's going down, I should be concerned. That is why I'm here.
Also for the Senator, also the Vice President, you also from Lima County. What is the discussion concerning?
Well, we have great discussion. They are concerned. They want a permanent solution. When I spoke to the Vice President, he came up with permanent solutions. I just spoke to the wife of the former senator. She and the Vice President should meet this week to know. But what we can say to you, as friends, we all will work together to make sure that school open from now to February.
Is that for assurance you are giving them, or is a conglomeration of the past president that of the Lima Pocket and the family?
Well, I can say to you, school will open in February, and some of you must have heard this morning from one of the senators that there's 50,000 in the national budget, right? So what we need to ask, what it takes to run the institution, how much it costs, you understand? So that we can look into that. If the university was receiving 200 before, but now it's receiving 50, we need to check the records and see how best we can bring it up to speed to make sure we amend that amount. The reason the institution is closed is because of the resources. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we voted when this charter of this university was placed on the floor at the Senate. We can't sit there for it to close. And also, he being our former colleague and a legend of the Liberian Senate, we should be able to focus in that direction.
Are you coming in with funding?
Well, of course, I will make contribution, but for now, we're having conversation to know at which level I will be making a contribution to. I made a contribution during the construction. So to answer your question, I contributed while the building was ongoing. We can sit there for our legacy to die. Right? So let's work together. We'll also make contribution so that the institution can be reopened. Now we have enough of time. I think we have up to 4 more, right?
Yes.
From now to February to make sure that this institution is open, and then so that the students will be happy. I want when it's open, I want to walk here again and see students moving about.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zanga.
Thank you very much. So
we all will work together to make sure that school open from now to February.
Is that for assurance you are giving them, or is a conglomeration of the past president that of the Natl and the family?
Well, I can say to you, school will open February, and some of you must have heard this morning from one of the senators that there's 50,000 in the national budget.
9222025 today is Monday, and a pleasant welcome to the People's Program. This is the People's Program, the program that brings you up to speed on major issues in Liberia, Africa, and the rest of our one world. On today, don't forget the geometry of the whole must be kept high on the agenda because it involves the majority, and those that come with equity must come with clean hands. As usual on today, I am your humble servant. I am J Nathaniel B. Just coming in about today. I'm going to fight. We won't bend down. We will not stop the advocacy against illicit substance because this thing continue to eat our young people up. This stink of dangerous, deadly drug into our country have had hold on our youth population, and this, if care is not taken, because a serious catastrophic process for the nation tomorrow coming up. On today, I'm here today from the production department, Natl Barkley, making this edition a spectacular one on today. So be there with us. You can go there on your Facebook. Remember, we are live across the world on Facebook. Just go there, Cool, on the search handle. We also live on Cool Channel 2 on YouTube. You can go there live with us on Cool Channel 2 on YouTube. We live, and we are on www.knewsonline.com across the world on our online radio, and we also live on 91.9 in Liberia. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and have a pleasant time together. We value your comments. They are the building block to our modern emerging democracy. So your comments, we value them. Open the lines and will be a part of the process. On today, September 22, 2025, Liberia. Good afternoon. Back in September 22, 2020 on today, the Liberian president, former president J Nathaniel B reiterated the nation's commitment in the United Nations on the 75th anniversary, highlighting Liberia's historic role as a founding member. Also on this day, Bill Rogers, a Liberian graduate student, received a Nelson Mandela Freedom Award for his humanitarian work in supporting disadvantaged youth in the country through his foundation. And also 1993 on September 22 on today, the United Nations established the United Nations Observers Mission in Liberia, you know me, to support ECOMOG in implementing the peacekeeping process in this country. September 22 today, 1990, during the first Liberian Civil War, former President Samuel Kenyan Doe was captured by Prince Johnson, independent the National Patriotic Front of Liberia, the IMPFL, and subsequently tortured and executed. A pivotal event that prolonged the conflict and deepened the country's fragmentation. This act of violence by the splinter factions of Charles Taylor's National Patriotic Front of Liberia eliminated the incumbent leader on intensified power struggle for continuing or control of the capital Monrovia and the nation resources upon. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. And the capture of former President Doe by Prince Johnson focuses at the ECOWAS, the Economic Community of West African States headquarters in Monrovia. He was then tortured and executed, according to reports upon. Today, September 22, 1961, former President William V. Stallman declared a state of emergency in Liberia due to a general strike and riots. The internal crisis occurred as the United States permanently established the Peace Corps by signing the Peace Corps Act into law, and the same day an organization that would later serve in Liberia. The declaration of state of emergency in Liberia reflected internal unrest, though this was a separate event from the signing of the Peace Corps Act in the United States. On today, September 22, 1863, Liberia was involved in a period of growing international engagement as the United States had recently ratified a treaty with Liberia signed in 1862. The same year as the beginning of the American Civil War, the historic significance of the Emancipation Proclamations in the United States did not directly involve Liberia, but the broader context to the United States war and Lincoln policy indirectly imparted Liberia growing international standing and its relationship with the United States on today. 1863, the Emancipation Proclamation declared that all enslaved people in the rebellion Confederate States were free. While not directly affecting Liberia, but this event transformed the character of the Civil War and paved the way for the acceptance of African Americans into the Union Army and Navy, imparting the millions of African Americans who were formerly slaves there. But in the mid 19th century, Liberia was the gate of the growing nation and an important hub for the formerly enslaved people. The period saw the development of between Liberia and the United States, including the signing of the 1862 treaty on today. In 1863, the United States and Liberia signed their first treaty, solidifying formal relations between the two countries. This treaty marked the formal initiation of the diplomatic relations between the United States and formerly formed nation Liberia upon. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Star 799 star 11 hash. Star 799 star 11 hash. Entertainment My Radio Cool Cash giveaway, giving out 4,000 Liberian dollars to those who will play on this process, and to play just 100 Liberian dollars. So 100 Liberian dollars, if you play using the code I just gave you, and you are MTN mobile money users, with mobile money in your phone, use $100 and play, and you'll be that lucky person to win upon. And also up to you, multiple times players have feel right in the game, so it's important that you yourself make it up and play multiple times, because it will just place you ahead of the process. Don't forget, the dashboard is open. Just go there to your phone keypad, star 799 star 11 hash, and you put in the amount of times. If you put 1, that's $100. You put 2, 200. You put 10, 1,000. You put 15, that's 1,500. And imagine you put 15, 1,500, and win 4,000. You're still not a loser in the process here. So welcome to all of you on today. Remember, today's in history is a regular feature on our programs, but we'll bring it to you for your listening pleasure. A British physicist and chemist, Michael Faraday, was born today, September 22, 1719, into the Newington, London, England. He died at the age of 75 on the 25th of August in 1867 in Richmond upon the Thames into England. On today, 1980, the Solidarity Forum, Solidarity, the Polish trade union and political party that became a hotbed of resistance in the Soviet control, was founded today in 1980, when delegates of 36 unions met and united under the leadership of Lynch Walesa on today. Today night, 2015 to be precise, the American baseball player and manager, coach Yogi Berra, who won a record of World Series with the catcher with the New York Yankees, and was known for his unintentionally amusing non-sequitur process. He died at the age of 98, 2015 on today. Today, there's a dramatic series of The West Wing. This was created by the Aaron Sorkin, debuted on the American television. It enjoyed high rating with the depiction of inner workings of the administration of fictional United States President upon today, 1999, on today. 1994, the first series of Friends aired on NBC, and the show became one of the most popular sitcoms in the United States. And today, the Iran-Iraq war began with the Iraqi army forces invading West Iraq along the country joint borders. Fighting continued until 1988, and a formal peace agreement was signed in 1990. But today, 1980, that happened upon. Let me say good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and a pleasant welcome today. Today's history is a regular feature in our programs, We'll bring it out for your listening pleasure. Let me say welcome to our program here. But please don't forget, *799*11# is Entertainment by Radio Cool Cash giveaway. Somebody to this Monday must walk away with 4,000 LIBERIA Natl. So keep playing. The dashboard is open. If you go there, you just be that person on. $100 to play. If you play $100, $200, $300, you still have a chance to win 4,000 LIBERIA Natl. Let me say good afternoon, good morning, and a pleasant welcome. Today, last week we took a lot of time on, and I'm happy that what I'm hearing reportedly that the president, there are a lot of engagement he may having. It will have more, but will conclude his trip after speaking and addressing the United Nations General Assembly this week, and by the weekend he'll be back. And I'm saying to the president, the Ministry of Mines and Energy, we need to shake that place, because our natural resources cannot be leaving this place, and the house that is responsible to coordinate the affairs will sit down and having some of them who are leaders, who are deputy ministers, who are director of mines, assistant ministers will have their hands in the cookie's jar. We will not accept that. Let the president carry on a very serious investigation at the LIBERIA mines and energy area, at the ministry. And FDA, our forestry sector, Mr. President, please look in this matter. The concerned mining agent have written you a letter. It's on your desk, Mr. President. Please look at this letter. There's massive process going on. Mining sector are complaining. The agent. And to hear that we're having supervisor inspectorate, mining agents that are allowed to have volunteers is appalling in our country. Let me go to FDA. FDA, Mr. President, I don't know why you know this. We got a report that the brother of the former Minister of State, Senator Gillespie, the late, brother says as a member of the board, and he is in absentia, and somebody proxy for him, but he getting all the benefit. I don't know why I know about this. And the deputy managing director, or the deputy head of FDA, there are a lot of allegations upon him. How the disparity of salaries is an issue. Drivers, there are certain drivers pay a certain amount of money, certain pay another money. They help people you have in there. They pay them more than even they put out working at JFK. I don't know how this happened. The highest paid nurse in this country is at FDA. Elected the president report getting from there. Let the president look in this place. And the head of the institution, there are allegations upon him that he have changed the entire process up to now. We don't know the focus of FDA. And illegal logs are allegedly reported to leaving his soil. Mr. President, please look there. And we're asking the LSCC, the GSC to please carry on a comprehensive audit of that institution. Because they have monies in the budget, but at the end of the day, LIBERIA don't see where the monies go. Today, I want to look at Beer Mountain and ArcelorMittal. We are having this very deep mineral development agreement in our country, of which transparency, accountability should be the hallmark of the day. And the reason we are naming this area is because these are the focus point of our resources. When you say LIBERIA diamond, LIBERIA iron ore, timber, gold. Well, we got bauxite. The last time the survey conducted upon, there were so many new minerals given over. You heard the president when we were addressing the nation. Some of them we just to guess, but now it's true what they're telling us. And he said to the United States ambassador, the United States president, there with a meeting with other African leaders, that we're open, that we want to tell us we'll get this, but then they come and do a conduct survey to know exactly what we have here, and we are open for business in this country. But we can't be having these resources that we depend on, and they just go in the thin air like this. This is serious, my people. Let's take this break. We'll come back. We'll go to, like I said to you, Beer Mountain, and ArcelorMittal. We'll take this break. Good afternoon. But listen to some of the argument and counter argument coming up, and especially some of the clarity was made by the lawmaker of Nima County upon. Because what is happening now, the Senate committee, they are now lauding asylum mutual expression. And on the other hand, those who are affected, county-wise, community-wise, they are saying asylum mutual is doing nothing for the people of Nima County. Asylum mutual is doing nothing for the people of Bon County. Asylum mutual is doing nothing for the people of Grand Bassa in terms of the agreement. But then when they folks tour the facility, you will see somebody. I will show the picture. You see them shaking hands. If you're watching with me live, you see Asylum mutual food. You see Boto Kane. You see Sir Joseph walking. The bomber bed of Liberia and all those kind of things. There, they're moving on, and they are happy to say now asylum mutual expansion is very necessary for this country. But lawmakers from the county of Nimba, they are complaining upon. Even the folks from Grand Bassa County, they are complaining. This is where we are, Liberia. But it was a good afternoon. Let's take this break.
So what we need to ask, what it takes to run the institution, how much it costs, you understand? So that we can look into that. In the university, we're receiving 200 before, but now it's receiving 50. We need to check the records and see how best we can bring it up to speed to make sure we amend that amount.
Yeah, I know we didn't get much time, so quickly.
Are not here in our interest to look like the Nima Legislative Congress and local. So by now, yes. So we have about 4 or 5.
Sometime.
Committees of the National Legislature, the Committee on Public Accounts, and the Committee on the Legislative Modernization. I chair the Modernization Committee. Any other joint committee that is not a standing committee should be authorized by the plenary of either both houses, or if we are on break as we are, it should be authorized by the leadership of both houses. As we speak, the leadership of the Senate has not yet, gave authorization to any joint committee to visit whatever concession area. So I term their visit as being sinister. I term it to be something that is not right. Asylum Meter is trying to score PR points. They are trying to undermine the complaints that we have filed before the Senate. They are trying to make themselves look like, we got other senators on our side. That was all this thing was about. I got privileged information even from some of their chat rooms. This is the discussion that is going on now. That even our outburst and the information we gave to the public undermined our PR stunt. And I'm very glad that we did. Because this is all Asylum Media trying to do. These people are not here in our interest. I found young people who say, Asylum Media must go. I'm not on Asylum Media must go issue, but they're taking it to that level. Because for this company to only believe in PR other than doing the right thing, I don't really know where we're going with this. There are 41 items that are supposed to be compliant issues within the MDA. They are in breach of 33. And they're not doing anything about it. And I always said in one example, I will quote Article 8 of the MDA. It says, the concessionaire shall construct state-of-the-art health centers and hospitals and equip them with state-of-the-art equipment. Do you know what that means? That in 2007, after the review, that Asylum Meter should have constructed hospital and health center across the entire concession area and equipped it with modern equipment. Honor oath, ladies and gentlemen, these people admitted that they have not constructed one health center or hospital, neither to equip it. It's been 22 years. And so one of the senators I think was Senator Dillon who asked them, you mean for 22 years you have not constructed a clinic or a hospital? You know what they said? Oh yeah, we renovated the old hospital at Indikepa. The next question would be, did you equip it with state-of-the-art equipment? No. And my follow-up was, you still bringing patients to J Halley for surgery. And you've been here for 22 years. You say you renovated in one hospital, that you should have built several. But you don't even have, you can't even have surgery there. You see how wicked these people are? And then people think that we're joking here, and then they think that I will want it for political point. You know what hurts me about this thing? When somebody try to say that, well, you're not trying to do anything for political. What do I need to do this thing for political point?
So, Senator, when you met your colleagues here, Senators Sir Joseph Botokan, yeah. What did they tell you?
I mean, unsatisfactorily.
Because the legislative battle is about number. If this thing goes on the floor, you are few from Nimba County, you may get flogged.
Let me tell you something, that's not true. By matter of fact, we have the full backing of the Senate leadership. Let me tell you the strategy. I think that's the point of some people. I will not call their name, but I think one or two members, of the caucus have, this, feeling as well, which is right. That, it was so hard on these people and we don't see them negotiate with them properly. They will just bring the thing and will pass. That's true. It happened in the past. It happened in the past. I think the Nima legislative caucus didn't walk up, but it passed. But guess what? There's a breaking news here. ArcelorMittal was denied in 2023. This thing we're talking about, the new concession should have been passed in 2023. The 54th legislature denied the passage of that concession. Yes, they did. They voted it out, they put it out, they threw it away. So there's a history here. Lawmakers are not just blind people that get passing around and picking up peanuts from people to pass concession. And so in this fight, we have the full backing of the leadership of the House of Senate. And I can tell you that unequivocally, that a few people who get trespassed here for whatever reason they came here for PR stunt by ArcelorMittal, they were misled. And I know they have some regrets right now. Those regrets may not be
in Liberia. As a matter of fact, this is not just today, but it has been a long time sort thing. You listen to the senator there in Nima County that ArcelorMittal has failed to implement key demands in the Mineral Development Agreement, and he is now vowing, though he says something not just with the ArcelorMittal must go thing, but they are vowed to block the extension of its agreement, and the government, if the government demands are not met, this is serious, because if you hear a lot of names that went to Nima Camp that have been termed as the secret issues, it gave people to wonder upon. If you follow ArcelorMittal over the time when this issue came out, ArcelorMittal should go, the LERTR 2024 by the Liberia Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative, LERTR, and ERTR 15 report, it says ArcelorMittal exported 6.42 million metric tons of iron ore. This amount generated to approximately 477.2 million United States dollars. And if you look at the figure suggesting what has happened over the time, that they have taken billions from this country. And the citizens are saying that ArcelorMittal has allegedly failed to maintain the basic infrastructure in the construction areas. And ArcelorMittal is not just only a foreign company, but also being accused of exploiting Liberian resources, abusing workers. Activists like those of the folks in the Nima County, who were also joining the core, they said they said that if this is the case, we cannot continue this. The president to urgently end the entrenched exploitation in the country here. This is where we are. You look at ArcelorMittal, look at Lamco, and during those days, you go to the price, they get a small America. And this company have said that 20 years they are serving the country. And they want to expand their agreement upon. My people, then where are we with this? If those who are in the affected areas, if they are now boasting that the concession have brought a lot of immense progress to the county, then who will? Look at the last time the citizens in the county that accused the company that they took fishes from as far as Grand Bassa County, took it to Nimba to spill it in the land there that affected their crops, even their drinking soils of water. You see that? That they also accused the company of their oil, the engine oil they use, these oil they use them, and this is when they get on the soil, it causes a lot of harm. Mind you know the livelihood of our people. The people wash from creeks, they drink from creeks, they take behind the creeks, they cook their food, they water from there. And if these waters are contaminated, then it becomes an issue. And our leaders are not seeing this. Now, the senators are now saying that aljazeera has done a lot in the county. The lawmakers who went there, they said they toured the facility and they commended aljazeera for 1.7 billion phase 2 expansion project and an investment in the health education. Are there immense investment in health in Nima County? Are there infrastructure in terms of education in the county supported by Nima County? Housing, when people are still sleeping in containers. The vocational training area, or is it that Nima County has started to do this for the people of the county? Because I remember I visited Yekipa as far back as 2011, 2012, 2013 before the Ebola. And you saw life. Even what we were seeing at the time, you won't believe it, the poster, but then what happened here in Lango days are small, yeah. You're just seeing small. Because a lot of houses were renovated. If you go to LOE, we have a largest swimming pool during the time they have not rehabilitated a swimming pool, but the unit that was open, Area E. You have EB, Area O, Area P. But when you go to those areas now, like I went to that area back in 2024, 2023, 2024, the area here I went and saw, it was non-existent again. It was gone. Even to the extent those wall plates that Lanco used were no longer even existing. Because at the time, they were just cutting the bushes and those wall plates were still standing there, just cleaning, handle them, put a roof on it, the next thing, put it in good shape, and people begin to lush in this area. But after a time, went back, we couldn't see those structures. They just bush, flowers that the company planted in those days, turned to gigantic trees. And the entire landscape that Lanco were using reduced drastically. People now removed from houses, they went to continuous. And lawmakers even went there during the days of the former speaker, the buffer chamber. Now, the team led by Grand Crew Senator Nimani T.H. Batikwa, sometimes we don't be careful in this country. I'm asking Liberians this afternoon, is Liberia democracy or just by election? Because all what the people say to people, the citizens, after election they don't do it. They don't. You want to see them campaign time, and it's so much dangerous at this stage that while we still have about more than 4 years to go in this regime of the president of Joseph Boakai, people are starting campaigning. Election Commission have not said this is campaign time. We have an election, but they are starting campaigning now. So it's like just about election. So 2029, when we should go to election, elect another president, 2030 will start campaigning again. Will Liberia really develop? You see that? The team visited Mantokadi, the Yegepa facility. And if you go to Yegepa now, what Senator Nimani Batikwa are talking about, there's a immense progress. You go there now and see. Other than the new structure, the place there is a 1.7 billion phase 2 expansion, where you see these are islands that somebody said, if aljazeera leave Liberia today, what will Nima County boast of? Will Nima County use those structures? They will not use them for school. They want a hospital. Will they use them? Or will have none as scrap? And Senator Nimani Batikwa, described the concentrator project as a landmark development that was significantly boost this country's economic, creating jobs. ArcelorMittal created the jobs they told Liberians that they would create? Or, like Senator Toyin said, is it that ArcelorMittal using our lawmakers for PR? Yeah, so again, it will pay the money to the media, and the media will propagate our issues. The people come out and say no this, so let's use this. Senator Nimene Batkwa, Senator Sir Joseph, Senator Boto Kane, and Simeon Taylor. These are saying that, oh yeah, ArcelorMittal are developed. People say that people in the country, so it's all right. I will say here, our leaders merely concerned about this country, that true democracy will flourish, that the needs of the people, they should be represented at all sectors, the women grouping, the youth people, the youth community, the elders, the leaders, that when the session say this is what we need, they do it for them? Or is it all about elect one leader today, tomorrow we start election? Just as election ends today, we start. Now listen, they are now saying that, according to the senators, what they saw, that the hospital have been upgraded. They have about almost, and they tell them now before 2026. By 2026, they'll have about 75 to 100 beds ready. And it will already be equipped with about 2 theaters. Imagine they have spent 20 years and they're not having these things. They're looking for the next 5 years, for another 2030, to have all of these things on. Then before they start now, they say we should agree with them. You see the irony of this thing here. They say the company has expanded the program beyond the facility. They supported vocational schools, the Boca Washington, BWI, Kakata, the Morelia Vocational Training Center, MVTC. When they started this thing, you pay them more than 20 years. The center said that the Vocational Training Center, the VTC, where they have more than 200 Liberians who have currently enrolled in technical disciplines. Some are legislative, some are doing welding, auto mechanic, heavy duty equipment. You pay them more than 20 years. You just tell them that this is what you're starting to do, or what you do. Look, let our leaders be sincere to this country. Because if you as a lawmaker will spend the time of 6 years, and you will tell the people, say, you really let me before I do this, they will say no. The time you are there, what you did. They said that they expected high school, the ArcelorMittal High School in Yekepa, that they currently have 1,100 students, and the majority of them come from the surrounding villages and the towns. So where are the students from ArcelorMittal workers? Where are they? They said the schools is equipped with a computer lab, modern-facing laboratory, and they are going to be destroyed to the worst in this country. That the Lord is going to say that, is this a reality? They said that there's an over renovation of 1,400 hostel units in Yekepa and Buchanan, which employee will use. Imagine that. When they're going to see these houses, or because they just show them pictures or tell them what they will do, or because they finish shaking their hands, so just the end of it. Then they said ArcelorMittal pledge to construct a new road linking Sanikwele to Yekepa. They said they will improve the regional assessment because there are towns, there are villages. Have ArcelorMittal not said these things to the people of Nimakana before? Yeah? Now, the ArcelorMittal chief operator rather, they call him Anthony P. the Coquet. He told the senators that there's a strategic plan or the shift from direct iron ore shipment to value-added production. The people have stayed here more than 20 years. They are just saying this thing here. And that the concentrator is expected to be completed by December 2025. Up to now, incomplete yet. But they carry the president there, and the president dedicated the project. They say by 2025, December will be finished. and they'll be producing high quality iron ore. They'll be maximizing economic benefit and employment opportunity will come. How many persons have ArcelorMittal employed, Liberia? How many? The lawmakers, Senator Batikwa, and that's a different person, that they are impressed about what ArcelorMittal carrying on. In the St. Joseph. In the less of Boto Kane, they came from Baburu County, where one man is saying, we are minister in this country when they took a huge amount of gold, you have found 18 million. Up to now, there's no record or little or no record have been valid that he has completed his money. You say, well, our citizens, especially the leaders, are just only concerned about what they will get or what. Now, Senator Toya is saying that people went on a secret means to carry the assessment. So, this is how ArcelorMittal have been used in this country. They use the leaders. They have used, someone saying that they have used the Makani officials, since Senator Johnson no longer there, the likes of Senator Johnson and other folks in the county, and now they want to use other folks. Now they are using folks like Senator Sir Joseph to encourage the other people. Remember, there was this story that came up from the senator of Nima County, Samuel Gombe Koka, that Sir Joseph, Senator Sir Joseph, who have already formed a political party, is coming in full swing, that he expected to be on the ballot paper 2029 as a political leader, that he gave assorted medical supplies to Senator Koga in the county. He said to convince Koga too. And Senator Koga now, who is missing and the Makane number one, who can join what their body, and all the things that he's the governor of the county. Up to now, we hear little nothing from Senator Koga. And there are reports alleging that Senator Sir Joseph is having vested interest when it comes to employment as ArcelorMittal, reportedly. When it comes to uses of equipment that they are dump truck ArcelorMittal using, they're renting these materials for the senator, allegedly, for the senator. And the other folks now, let's say the Nimani Batikwa, let's say the Senior Taylor, let's say the Boto Cannon, they won't use them in the frail, so that and all these things that can be more than. But it's not just a reality that they want. So Senator J Nathaniel has said this is a gross violation that you have this kind of thing. You don't involve the people who are the direct beneficiary, first hand beneficiary in the process. You leave them out, then you call people outside to come. And the people outside they look like they go there. Somebody carrying your house, they call in the house, you wait for the owner of the house, you say, me, I'm going there. Oh, Liberia. Oh, Liberia. Since, imagine, they are telling us that they're doing the development just in the span of less than 1 year. But they were in the country more than 20 years and they never did these things. If ArcelorMittal will be, how long will ArcelorMittal be able you get power to Sanikore? Hospitals. Will it be hidden? Schools. The laboratory that they talk about. When I went there, when I visited the hospital, a very long line, but I was so surprised. When I went there the next time, the people were lying ruin. And at that time, the Minister of Internal Affairs can attest to this. You see a facility that is non-functional. Imagine that. They now reduce the populace of going to hospital where only one person go at a time. Because I didn't continue. You can't go there 2 or 3. You are sleeping, continue. You are also going to hospital in this process. And now this is where we are. And the center is saying these are serious gross violations. Wow. Then if the ArcelorMittal is about to use our leaders in this field that they are doing now, then it means that they are having a very counterproductive plan against the people of this country. I want to show you one picture from the visit there. You'll see Senator Joseph, you see Bodo Kana. See how they are turned. If you watch it, you'll see it. Look. You see that? Imagine this. These are elders of our land. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus. Let me take you to Bear Mountain. They call it B Mountain, the BMMC. Are you aware that the Bear Mountain Mining Corporation, the BMMC, is leading commercial gold mine in Liberia? Are you aware of that? Huh? They focus on gold exploration, the production. They are aiming to become like a major contributor in the process of what they have already become. Imagine that. The African Youth Peer Review Committee, they filed a 10 million lawsuit against the BMC in later part of 2024. They were alleging violation of rights through chemical pollution, damage of the local water supply. Accusing them. The same people use the lawmaker in the county to deny these things. That all what was happening, they were unaware, they don't know what's happening, the violation, the questioning of legitimacy of the claim against them, they were unfounded. And the people of Bapuru and the people of Grand came out now complaining about chemicals spilling into water. And they now complain about safe, clean drinking water in the county. I don't know. But where are we going? If you reach one of the area there, you'll see B Mountain Mining Corporation, a subsidiary of the Avesoro Resources. Welcome to Camp David and say zero harm or injuries are prevented. Liberia. We sat in the studio and one young man walked here and said he nearly would have been able to walk without the aid of his wife and other people. Because he worked there over time, on the ground, he fell and stroke was upon him. Imagine. And then they singled out Councillor Arthur Johnson, who was alleged to be the group spokesperson, and they were accusing that there were some defamatory claims designed to harm the repetition and the dispute that its operation into Liberia is pushed upon the people. They want to deny all of those things. That they were lawful operation around the Mafa River. So you know, the tendency is that they use the people, the big people of this country, because when they speak, it's untrue, they're untrue. So now, because Islam don't want to have a second phase, instead of dealing with the county, those affected counties, those affected communities, they now go to lawmakers. Let's get the money to the lawmakers. When the lawmakers speak, nothing will happen there. But thankfully, there are some of the lawmakers who they left out unknown to them, and this is it. Imagine that. And they even use the EPA. All they're saying now is that people are just going against them to tarnish the B Mountain operation in this country, and they went. There was a statement addressed, claim involving the Environmental Protection Agency. There's missing the information that it was inaccurate, misleading. So they always go to the big institutions, and they were the one to demystify those informations out. But are there now reality that people on the ground suffering? They have accused B Mountain of sand mining. Mineral extraction along the river. They're using a third party. But honestly, when you go to them, they deny it. They will call the EPA. When talk about bad labor policy, they call the Ministry of Labor. When there's a claim of other issues, they call the superintendent, they call the senator of the county, go to Kane. Those people on that side, Senior Taylor, they call them. And once they speak, then it means that these are not true. Or they come to use the newspaper. They use media outlet. But the question is, are those people on the ground not faced with the issues that they've been alleged of? Are they not bad labor practices in those areas? Are there not a huge amount of foreigners smuggling in this country to work? That work permit are given to them? Are the water sources of the people now being destroyed? That their livelihood have been tampered with? Is it not true that clean, safe drinking water is a problem for the people? Is it not true that the reason of this country leave the country and are peanuts against the country? Is it not true? Oh, Jesus. Liberia. Is democracy in Liberia all about just election? Because right now, everybody, they care. All they want government now form for themselves that the 2029 they are prepared. What's about the manifestos that they give the people? What's about that? And with a recent visit to the county, we get some unconfirmed reports that there will be a planned protest in the county from the young people of the county. You see what our leaders cause for the country? Mineral Development Agreement. How much have the county benefited from that now? The one extension. When they have been alleged of breaching Mineral Development Agreement in this country. The last time they called out the house, they refused to go in time. And the very day they went, they were just, from the committee level, they were just a flow show talking was finished. The police said, oh, Aslamita content, when Aslamita arrived, they couldn't talk. All they wanted was their cold water. Oh. Imagine an iron ore Aslamita were taking from this country, they were carrying the entire diet, everything. But now they have improved to the extent that they wouldn't want to carry the ore. So imagine if they were carrying about 1,000 metric tons with a diet, everything, and now a clean ore, how many metric tons will carry? Clean ore this time around. Well, Liberia is a country endowed with resources, but the citizens waddle into poverty. And there are so many allegations pointed to our leaders. And Nima County, why is it that the senator not talking? And you know when I say the senator, why is it? Why is it? Why is Senator Kuhan talking? Why? Because if you can remember, you were one of those calling on for the audit of the superintendent. And the newly representative was elected said, no, but let's go beyond this. You serve a representative of the district that have come to serve in. So you are still going to be audited. But because they said that Senator Sajida sponsor his campaign bid with more than 200,000 worth of medical assorted supplies for the county, and now so because it became an issue and you can't talk about it. What is going on? Why would the senators say they are committee, they go to a county and exclude those senators of the counties, those county, and even the caucus of the county? Why? What is there under their sleeves? What is there? But these are the people that come to you in 2009. They come to you now. May our leader keep us leaders because they know that they could not the interest of the citizens in this manner. You think in other countries they will have a solar meter as a company there and you can't see the visibility of things going on? You will see it. You won't tell me you can have B Mountain to Grand County. You have other mining concession in like Bapuru County where gold have been mined for the country weekly. And reportedly we learned that they carry the gold for this player on Wednesday and Sunday are the days. Allegedly now. The time you base it, they carry the gold. The time you are rest, you say maybe rest for the week, you're tired, you say your driver is sleeping, the gold going. Because they use the leaders of the county. And because the leaders of the county are not concerned about they are going to positions, so they compromise whatever it is. A word steel giant work in your country for more than 2 decades. What can you show? Good afternoon. Take our break. When I come, I will travel a few countries outside Liberia. Then we'll go to the mines. Is Liberia democracy just about? Is it just about election? Election come, once election gone, it's over. Good afternoon. Let's take this break.
Introducing Marie Sanitary Pad, the ultimate solution for every woman. Introducing Marie Sanitary Pad, the ultimate solution for every woman comfort and confidence. Introducing Marie Sanitary Pad, the ultimate solution for every woman comfort and confidence during that time of the month. With Marie, every moment becomes effortless and worry-free. Ladies, we understand the importance of feeling comfortable and secure during your period. That's why Marie Sanitary Pad are designed with your needs in mind. Our ultra-soft, breathable materials provide all-day comfort so you can move with ease and confidence. Marie pads are equipped with advanced leakage protection, keeping you dry and fresh throughout your busy day. Say goodbye to leaks and hello to peace of mind. Super soft and provide unparalleled comfort for sensitive skin.
I have tried so many brands, but nothing compares to Marie. It's like they were made just for me. I feel secure and comfortable no matter what I'm doing.
Experience the difference with Marie Sanitary Pads. Available at all drugstores, pharmacies, stores, and Fuller shops. For wholesale, visit Lucky Pharmacy and Redemption Pharmacy. Call 2929 for free information. Try them today and discover what true comfort feels like. Marie, the lady's choice. Introducing Marie Sanitary Pad, the ultimate solution for every woman comfort and confidence during that time of the month. With Marie,
we'll have the issue bank guarantee, and while the bank is going to charge them, we should pay as a country. And I felt that was not
based on ego. And let me say this moving forward. Every one of us learning how to implement this local government act. We should not pretend. This is the first of its kind for 1.5 years now to be implemented. The superintendent is learning. The county council is learning. The NIMA Legislative Caucus is learning. Even the national legislature is learning. The executive branch is learning how to implement this new law. It is very, it's a law that has all kinds of different things in it. We are partially implementing this law just, in bits and pieces. We need to implement this on a holistic basis. That is the reasons why those who developed this, drafted this for the national legislature, because it was a concerted effort between NGOs, the national legislature, and the executive to take control of the management of the funding to counties, to give it to the locals, to give it to the office of the superintendent and the county council. And in that light, the administrative procedure has been drafted. So we all need to take that administrative procedure that is guiding the implementation of the local government act so that we can avoid some of the misperception, misconception, and little rivalry as to how to implement the local government act. So to answer your question, the caucus, in my opinion, is in good standing with the county administration. But we as a caucus need to increase our oversight and set benchmarks for the local administration to reach. Then, if they fail, then we can have an issue. But for now, we're good.
Okay, Senator, thank you so much. We'll go across the table to take questions. But before we do that, are there some exact things you want to officially let your people know before we go across the table?
Yeah,
because this is a paid-for program.
Yeah.
So maybe you have an agenda.
We don't really have an agenda just to brief our people, but pertinent on our list of non-agenda items could be the issue of asylum. The issue of asylum will remain the focus point of discussion under my leadership as long as they continue to violate the Mineral Development Agreement. A couple of days ago, when I arrived in the county, I received a call from Banga almost approaching to when I was almost in Danta. And I will not call the person's name. And that person was a representative. And he's like, where are you? I said, I'm in Nimba. I said, I hope the noise we make against asylum will not be this weekend because we are on our way to have meetings with you. And I'm not saying this, in disregard to the person. I'm saying this as a very good tip-off for me. Because I didn't know that there was a gathering of lawmakers in Nimba to have meetings with asylum. And so I noted the point, and then we dropped the call. When I arrived, true to his words, I saw some of my colleague senators here.
Who did you see?
I saw Senator Batikwa, I saw Senator Jala, and I saw Senator Sir Joseph. And my team went to lodge to other places. They saw one or two other senators, Senator Taylor, and Senator Botokani. I sat with Senator Joseph and Batikwa. I'm like, what are you guys doing here? They are like, oh, we came to see asylum retired, you serve for us, and we come in as a follow-up. I said, no, this is not right. Why I am not told? If anything is concerning asylum it has to do with Antoine Jr. because I am the one who wrote a complaint. Asylum is still undergoing, scrutiny by the Senate, even though we are close. But if you are here, why are you here? And why are we not aware as a legislative caucus of the county? And why I am not even aware as a member of the concession committee? It didn't make sense to me. And so I have to inform the public. And then they wrote a very feeble press release trying to justify their being here. And I don't believe in any joint committee. There are two joint committees of the National Legislature. The Committee on Public Accounts and the Committee on the Legislative Modernization. I chair the Modernization Committee. Any other joint committee that is not a standing committee should be authorized by the plenary of other both houses, or if we are on break as we are, it should be authorized by the leadership of both houses. As we speak, the leadership of the Senate has not yet, gave authorization to any joint committee to visit whatever concession period. So I term that visit as being sinister. I term it to be something that is not right. Asylum is trying to score PR point. They are trying to undermine the complaints that we have filed before the Senate. They are trying to, make themselves look like, oh, we got other senators on our side. That was all this thing was about. I got privileged information even from some of their chat rooms. This is the discussion that is going on now. That even our outburst and the information we gave to the public undermined our PR stunt. And I'm very glad that we did. Because this is all Asylum are trying to do. These people are not here in our interest. I found young people who say, Asylum must go. I'm not on Asylum must go issue, but they're taking it to that level. Because for this company to only believe in PR other than doing the right thing, I don't really know where we're going with this. There are 41 items that are supposed to be compliant issues within the MDA. They are in breach of 33. And they're not doing anything about it. And I always said in one example, I would quote Article 8 of the MDA. It says, the concessionaire shall construct state-of-the-art health centers and hospitals and equip them with state-of-the-art equipment. Do you know what that means? That in 2007, after the review, the ArcelorMittal should have constructed hospital and health center across the entire concession area and equipped it with modern equipment. Honor oath, ladies and gentlemen, these people admitted that they have not constructed one health center or hospital, neither to equip it. It's been 22 years. And so one of the senators I think was saying that who asked them, you mean for 22 years you have not constructed a clinic or a hospital? You know what they said? Oh yeah, we renovated the old hospital at Indicator. The next question would be, did you equip it with state-of-the-art equipment? No. And my follow-up was, you still bringing patients to J Harley for surgery. And you've been here for 22 years. You say you renovated one hospital, that you should have built several. But you don't even...
They are saying that the company has done a lot. The company has done immensely well for the people of the country there. And on the other hand, ArcelorMittal, Beer Mountain, has recorded upon the 2023 alone, Beer Mountain exported about 11 million worth of gold from this country here. And such a massive extraction to benefit Grand Cayman County. It remains neglectable into the process here, as Grand Cayman County was left undone, and the company is the one getting so much in this thing. But then you see Senator Sir Joseph Jala, Boto Kane, Simeon Taylor, Nimeni Batikwa, Tomoyaya, Natl of Grand, and all people. Let me just call the county they're from. Sir Joseph from Senator Sir Joseph from Mosawa County, Senator Joseph Jala from Lufa, Boto Kane from Bapulu, Simeon Taylor from Grand Cayman County, Nimeni Batikwa from Grand Crew, Tomoyaya Natl from Grand Jida County. So you see, they are now targeting the county so that these lawmakers can be the one propagating the matter. So that by tomorrow, saying yeah, the senator there, and the senator always had to bring out very clean report about ArcelorMittal. You see, ArcelorMittal is doing well. Is it by paper or face value? Let's go outside Liberia. I'll travel to just three countries rather, to inform you what's going on in outside of Liberia. Let's cross over first South Sudan, where Rick Machar presented in a cage as high stakes treason trial unfolds upon the trial of more South Africa's South Sudan, to be precise. Vice President Rick Machar began on today in the capital Juba. Machar, alongside the co-accused, was presented in a cage outside the courtroom. The Justice Authority said Machar faces criminal charges of his alleged role in an attack on the gruesome of government troops earlier in the month. Other charges include murder, conspiracy, terrorism, destruction of public property, military assets, and crime against humanity upon. But on that, you go there and check it out. Let's go to the DRC, where it's set to replace ban on covert exports with strict annual quotas upon. The Democratic Republic of Congo, the world's top covert producer, is lifting its export ban starting October 16. Congo will now control global supply through strict and annual export quotas, the country's strategic mining regulator announced on Sunday yesterday. For the rest of 2025, miners will be allowed to export up to 18,125 tons of cobalt, a key mineral into electric vehicle batteries. Annual caps will rise up to 96,600 tons of both 2026 and 2027. The ban in place since February, after cobalt prices hit a 9-year low, has triggered a false margin declarations from the major producers, including the mining giant Glencore. The quota system backed by Glencore but opposed by the CMOC aims to reduce oversupply, support price, and tighten market control, especially in the face of rising conflict in Congo, where illegal mining is helping fuel violence by the M23 rebel upon. More on that, you go there and check it out. Today, Malawi former President Peter Mutharika takes an early lead against incumbent President Lazarus Chakwera. Malawi former President Peter Mutharika has taken an early lead in this week's elections, according to the provisional reports. In his face-off against incumbent Lazarus Chakwera, Mutharika has roughly 51% of the vote cast in a quarter of the nation's council, compared to 39% of Chakwera, according to reports. Election observers had predicted that the September 16 vote will be a two-house race between Mutharika and Chakwera, the candidate of the Malawi two biggest political parties. In the 5 years since 70-year-old Chakwera took office, Malawi has faced economic stagnation, a cyclone and drought wiped out crops, and increased food insecurity, while inflations have been over 20% for more than 3 years. Mutharika, 85, who was in office from 2014 to 2020, has run on the platform of return on the better days. During his tenure, he was credited with lowering inflation and improving infrastructure, but critics accuse him of cronyism. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Let's now go to the lines to talk to you. 0775-919-919, 0880-919. What do you make of this process? Is this another attack that has led me to attack? Because this is not just about Nimba. The resources will benefit the entire country, but there are affected areas, and they are the custodian, as a matter of fact, because the iron was in Nimba. They are for a specific part of Nimba, specific communities. It has to be transported through Nimba, Bon County, and Bassa before you take out of the country. So there are also line counties that are also in line, they've been affected. But the iron ore is Liberia's property. But now lawmakers left, let's say, one committee, only a few of them, to go secretly of which of even the caucus of the county, they are not in the know. Where are we going? Then if we go to Bia Mountain, the huge export of gold in this country, and the very little the county left neglected in the process here. But there are lawmakers there. Some lawmakers are from there. Imagine Simeon Taylor living for the county there. Go talk about iron ore when he go living for his county. Senator Botokan living from Bakuru going to Nimba. Oh my God, let me talk to my first caller on the line. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the topic on this program. Good afternoon.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you very much for the kind of information given to us. Information dissemination is always important to us. Is it with the red whistleblower in the Republic is always considered to be the one that is creating problems? For the Honorable Senator Nyaswar has been on the red for the Liberian people as well for us. I am not for Nima and for Loba. We found this kind of thing happening everywhere.
But two of the senators were there, Joseph Jara, Sir Joseph, they were also a part. Though he served as senator for Moscow County, but he came from Nimba.
How will they, if they have brought this honor to Loba? Because that is how they want to see our people who are there. That is the reason we have been talking about that was using money to have a proper channel, the proper TV document there. Or else, we could not reserve.
They say when they bury the home barman, will go see you because I got to point there to you won't be well. Good afternoon. Yeah, my man, you come on the show again. I'll call you up. And in fact, you're not even talking here today. I told you last week. Hello? Don't do that to me. Good afternoon. Even your daughter, like you said, to school, your son, you can't say for 3 years or 4, 5 years, no show. They didn't know the person who do the show. Good afternoon. Go ahead. Okay. Don't waste my time. Good afternoon. Yeah, go ahead, my brother.
Thank you. This is cutting up Prince Mo. I'm sorry for the damage the letter beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate somebody for a fascinating discussion in relation to our extractive sector in our country. I think the government needs to be serious in making sure that it is built on the zero construction so that much is what.
But somebody come up consider 20 years, they talk about ratifying, they talk about this, you preaching the constitution, still you want extension.
I tell you that as long as I have still the people of the all the food is to speak their own interest. They don't got create politicians of people wanted to go to sit with the Valentine of I think that is wrong. Government needs to put everything down and they that.
Okay, Kotiman. Good afternoon. Let me talk to you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon and good afternoon to the people of the country.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you to you, and I want to join you as the final voice of the people. When no voice can be the lie of honorers, you are the voice. So take two of the issue concerning action on the town is a deficit one. And I say deficit complicated and confused one, but no one can understand anything of it. I don't know what kind of reason I can made with these laws, but not considering the collective request of the people. Because when you compare an individualistic request for your ecocentric satisfaction, I think that is a complete native. That's I call it a June.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Bina. How you doing? You know,
I know nothing, my man. Good afternoon. Yeah, my man. What brother here? They go Friday. I don't know be calling my name. Every day on the show, you calling me different name. Every day, say you can learn. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
yeah, now my tomorrow.
Yeah, Ishmael, go ahead.
I want to use this time to appreciate the mentor of partners. The thing is, they feel like they want to come on to 2000 from that. Can you imagine that? They are no more work for the one issue that always gets there by this company. So, as per the agreement, we stand on to 41 different things that we can do for our country. For all the contrary, according to the senator, about 33 of the particular our agreement have been pushed more than completed. So the company is telling us that we did there not how many years.
Yeah.
Or 20 years.
They put at 25, they can sign 25, but they went 25 they want. 2030 beginning 25 years away, 2065 for them, or 2055.
So you are telling me by the last 20 years, they want to at least implement those things they stand on to.
No, now they want to do it. Now they want to do it. Then they using the senator. And I don't know. People that say that the many particular and I know what they put in the saying what they can thing in the country.
That's what the problem is.
You see?
Yeah, the senator is saying that it's in PR. They are using the other guys to run the show. So this thing must start in our country.
Okay, Ishmael. Okay. So the point they made your point they're going to hold on. So they didn't care. They didn't care your time business. All they were doing enjoying themselves. The resources in your country, you don't think about it. But I think that's what we're going to talk about. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon now.
Yeah, go ahead, Tommy.
Yeah, this is Tommy D. putting up on the record. I thought from Reda this afternoon. Now, there's too much hypocrisy in this government or in the house is too much. We got too much hypocrites. And the hypocrisy when you put that to it. Because these guys are not working for the people. Why would you be taking your personal team more in this country? Why would you know Liberia?
And you also hear the secret actually made. You also hear how much accident we talk here because when they divide somebody cheat their friend, you hear the real story will come up because they're free as long as they get their money.
Now wait for me. Somebody want to come to whoever. Then they say they want to see who the building. Then they go leave the ambassador of the lead of who you went on to.
Yeah.
Who you went on to.
Okay, Tommy. Let me talk to the public defender who you there. Good afternoon.
This is good afternoon, Nathaniel B.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
I want to appreciate Senator Nyantoya for the step forward And I pray that he should continue, let nothing make him to deviate from what he has started. And in the words of Lester Brown, before I leave the line, he said, and I quote, he said, in order to get what others won't have, you should be willing to do the things that others won't do. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Woyi there. And imagine that. Imagine if they go Grand Bassa, they go bomb. No one know. When they enter Nima, everybody knows they enter Nima. So you want to ask them to send to them. They go and say, because they say the president went there last time, they go inspect. What kind of country here, man? They leave the lawmaker, your fellow lawmaker in the county. Mr. Scully, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, lad.
You're welcome.
All the hills and mountains are in green today. What do I have been making?
No. You can't do it on a business.
You will do what? And you know, between Lima and Crown, they ain't saying anything. I'll see you on
Okay. Because they did too bad. And the deception of the leaders continue to show. Look at that thing. They sent President Bogart King. They say, oh, George Weah. Eh? The Liberia Civil Aviation, they air travel to over 10 days. They spent $53,356 for overseas trip. What want they? You can say that birds they don't side can follow the plane. Birds go there, hang on the wire. Then what you gonna do now? Okay, give all the meaning of the meeting you went for all the country that you spend 53,000 on. You spend more than $45,000 for DSA. What's that? President Bogart, you know, shit the table here. And I'm going to say to the president, if you don't disgrace some people, will disgrace President Bogart. These people are good in making good leaders look bad in the eyes of the people. Because when they do that thing, when they do the poor look at tomorrow, they will say President Bogart is the one who is corrupt. Upon your return, look, that LCA will not shake that table. Yes. We need to shake that table to the Liberia Civil Aviation Authority. We need to shake that area there. Because the Portuguese use the country as their Maningo drum. Sorry, I'm calling it a tribe name, but just to show you what it is. The Portuguese says here, and that's small children. Big people there. People that want level head in this country. Who's in the land book? But the vote say they have fully mistake there, steal the country money. Well for it, and they say, oh, they know. And for all indication, like as the president said, if you know you have invested into the contest, please leave. Because you will just spoil everything for the country. You will just do everything against it because you want the day you can become president that the day. The other man crying, why they must say storage fee should reduce. It should not happen because he's against his business because they're targeting him. Look at the kind of thing. The other man is saying for a political party, for a party for West Singapore, he will be the best party. They will go to Singapore, they teach them, they come back, Singapore manage will make it, all the one. So you don't care about what he will do now. It's about his agenda that he will bring. So democracy is all about election. Election time, that's all. One election feeling, you put all the manifesto aside, you start campaigning for this election. And that's wicked and that's bad policy in this country. And to hear our leaders at the level, they are now telling the senator, the pro tem, that the trade was successful. Aslam is doing well. Look at the person is coming. 20 years he been here, he say coming. You coming. We'll come in, bill, we'll give a 5,000 job. We're coming. After 20 years, when you come? Jesus Christ. Then why we are here, our gold, saying the similar to the Libya, where Baburu County? Where Bia Mountain, the BMC having a knee on the neck of the people suffering in that county. They go where in my county to go do something. Say the Nimani Party Kwane. One man, the government funded 18 million for Baburu. She can't talk about it to the young pay. He said, we are minister. Why would you use our color like this? Oh, I got to go. Thank you. Until tomorrow. Let me see before I leave you today. James Alaska Wesley, today's your birthday. CRP of the Liberia National Police. Today's your birthday. Celebrate your birthday well. We say happy birthday to you, sir. Mr. James Alaska Wesley, CRP of the Liberia National Police. Mrs. Reeves celebrate her birthday today too. Let me say, Natl Reeves. Yeah, I won't call the different name before. Yeah, Mrs. Reeves, the wife of Superintendent Master Reeves, celebrate her birthday today. Mrs. Reeves celebrating Grand Star. Until then, have a pleasant good afternoon today. But we can't continue to treat this country like this. President Boga making a comeback, or even while you're there, shake this table. That's what empty care for them. Somebody put in the position and use the assets of this country. Until then, have a pleasant good afternoon.
School open February, and some of you must have heard this morning from one of the senators that there's 50,000 in the national budget, right? So what we need to ask, what it takes to run the institution, how much it costs, you understand? So that we can look into that. In the university, we're receiving 200 before, but now it's receiving 50. We need to check the records and see how best we can bring it up to speed to make sure we amend that amount. The reason the university, the institution is closed is because of the resources. You understand? So we voted when this charter of this university was placed on the floor at the Senate. We can't sit there for it to close. And also, he being our former colleague and a legend of the Liberian Senate, we should be able to focus in that direction.
Are you coming in with funding?
Well, of course, I will make contribution, but for now, we're having conversation